Hi friends, welcome back to Kat's Book Corner, a place where we dive into all things romance books, hot takes, and happily ever afters. In today's video, we are going to dive in to all of the books that I read in 2025 with an in-depth game of yes, no, or maybe. This is part 1 of this video. If you would like to see part 2, it'll be coming to you shortly. Don't worry, I'm filming them both at once, so don't worry, they'll be coming out soon. So, just a little bit of a spoiler warning, I am going to be ranting and raving about these books. So, just so that there's a general overall warning, here's your spoiler warning. Let's dive in. The first book that I read in 2025 was, I'm using the acronym once again because I don't want to get flagged, SSDGM by Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark. 10 out of 10 yes. I'm a huge fan of their podcast. I'm not caught up, unfortunately, but I'm doing my best. But I absolutely love them. I love their dynamic. I love that the audiobook is narrated by them. I read the physical book. I didn't listen to the audiobook, but I know that it was narrated by them. So, love that aspect too. I love people that are delved into their craft. So yeah, this was a really nice book to read that gave me perspectives like on their personal lives, and they kind of just made a book about like whatever they wanted, and I love that. Like, yes, write about what you want. It doesn't have to be all about what everyone else wants type thing. So, definite yes. And if you're a listener of their podcasts, definitely yes. Up next is the entire Twisted series by Ana Huang. I'm going to do them one by one. So, start with Twisted Love. Yes. I love Twisted Love. When my friend first lent it to me, I was like kind of unsure about it. I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna like this? I've never read this author before. I'm a little weary about starting new authors just because I like what I'm familiar with. I decided to read Twisted Love. I read the first book like over a period of 3 days. I read it so quickly. The first night that I read it, I must have sat for like 3 hours and just kept going. 10 out of 10 yes. I love Twisted Love. I love Alex and Ava. So cute. Chef's kiss. Up next, we have Twisted Games. Yes. 10 out of 10 yes. I love Bridget and Reese. Reese is like my favorite Twisted MMC. It's between him and Christian. It's so on the fine line. I'm going to stick with that it's Reese. But I also have a secret place in my heart for Christian and Alex. Shh. I love the dynamic. I love the like forbidden romance, little bit of age gap. It brings a lot of tropes together. I also love that Bridget fought so hard for her love, even knowing that like it was going to be a rough process and knowing it was going to take a lot of hard work. She put her time in and she got the results that she wanted, and I'm so ever so happy for them. So, Twisted Games, yes. After that is Twisted Hate. Twisted Hate for me personally is a maybe. It wasn't bad by any means. I just found that compared to the rest of the Twisted series, Josh and Jules are kind of like side characters that were made into main characters for their book, and it just felt a little strange compared to the rest of the characters, because not to like downplay, doctors and lawyers are very important people. I understand this, but compared to Alex, multi-billionaire, Bridget, a princess / queen, Christian Harper, a multi-millionaire, a doctor and a lawyer to me don't kind of fit in those categories. So reading it kind of just threw me off tracks a little bit because it didn't feel like it was in the same realm as the rest of the Twisted series. But I still really liked the book, so it got a 4-star from me. It just didn't fit the rest of the series in my opinion. So it's a maybe leaning yes. Alrighty, and after that is Twisted Lies. Yes. Love Twisted Lies. If I'm going to rank the series as a whole, it's 1,000% yes. I would do anything to reread it. It is so good. Twisted Lies, I loved. Obviously, it's the last book in the series, so it wrapped everything up. But I liked seeing that wrap up. It was so cute, you know, with the kids and everyone together again. It just felt really heartwarming. And that's on top of, you know, Christian and Stella's story. Christian and Stella's story was wonderful. I loved it. I love that he basically is like, I love this woman, so I give her free rent and basically just make her water my plants. And I make fun of her unicorn toy. 10 out of 10. Love this book. So, entire Twisted series, yes. Twisted Lies, yes. Alrighty. After that, we have a book called Playlist for the Dead by Michelle Folkoff. This gets a no from me. Part of that is a little bit of my own fault. It's an outdated book. That's on me because I'm reading it long after it's in its prime. I understand that. The flip side is, though, is that the storytelling wasn't super great, wasn't bad, and I believe, someone correct me if I'm wrong, I think that this is this author's debut novel. So obviously, like, you know, people learn things as they go. Obviously, no one is expected to be perfect from the get-go or ever. So obviously, I don't know what this author's other works look like, but this book from me, especially as a 25-year-old adult, gets a no. It might be better if you're like a teenager. You might resonate with it more if you're a teenager. It is about kind of a heavy subject too, because it's placed for the... It's got a heavy topic. It talks about a boy whose best friend takes their own life. And he's trying to like follow the clues to why that happened and how it happened. So maybe from the perspective of like a teenager, you know, who's ready to delve into that topic or something similar has happened to them, that might be more comforting for them. For me, it was just kind of awkward and clunky and a little outdated. So it unfortunately gets a no from me. After that is the start of the Kings of Sin series, also by Ana Huang. I read mostly Ana Huang this year, if you haven't figured that out. You will by the end of these videos. I read mostly Ana Huang. She doesn't disappoint, so I'm not mad at it. So we'll start with King of Wrath. Unless it has changed since I last checked, Dante is Anna's favorite MMC. So love that already going for this book. I love the dynamic. I love that it really ties into that feeling of wrath. I found that all of these Kings of Sin series really do kind of tie into what the mortal sin is. So yes, 10 out of 10 yes. This entire series, I'll sneak peek, let you all know, is a yes from me, but I'll delve into each book a little bit more. So yes, Dante and Viv, absolutely love their dynamic. I love that he's trying to, at the beginning, act like he's not here for it, and then he's here for it. And the limo scene, oh, that limo scene. Definitely go read this book, especially if you're looking for a nice spicy romance. After King of Wrath, I do try to read my books in order of their series. Once I start a series, I try to finish it unless it's not all out. But there's a little mini break. I read a novella just because I didn't have my book with me and I needed something to read while I was waiting for a long period of time. It's The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren. This book like catapulted me into loving Christina Lauren. There's definitely more of their books to come in 2026. I'm super jazzed to start reading more of their work. This novella is exclusive to Amazon Prime, or like Amazon Prime Reading and Kindle. It is so cute. It is a great novella. It's a great way to kind of experience their work without having to commit to a whole book. It also does the novella really well. Sometimes I find when I read novellas is they kind of jump straight into the deep end without giving you too much of a backstory, and it makes things really like frustrated to pick up the pieces, and obviously that's not a pleasant reading experience. So this novella, wonderfully written, cute little romance, 10 out of 10 recommend. After that is King of Pride, back to the Kings of Sin series. I love Kai. I love Isabella. I love how quirky Isabella is and how like proper Kai is. They're such a cute duo, and I love that Kai is learning how to get what he wants without just his like, because he's so used to being like prim and proper and the smartest man in the room, and then hits the fan. and he's got to figure out how to do it another way, and he's got to figure out to deal with his pride. That's why it's called King of Pride. So 10 out of 10, yes. After that, I listened to the audio novella Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood. I absolutely love Ali Hazelwood. Please see the book sitting there beside me. I love Ali. She's very talented. She writes about people in STEM primarily. And Two Can Play was a great way for me to kind of get introduced to audiobooks. I was kind of weary about them before. I wasn't sure if I would like them. I was like, am I gonna like listen to this for 30 seconds and then turn it off because your girl has ADHD and can't focus? But I found it was a great way to enjoy my books on longer drives or while I'm sitting in my office for long periods of time and still be able to focus on the book without having to like sit there and hold a book. It was super cute. Once again, it's a novella, so it's about a 4 to 5 hour audiobook. It's a great way for you to kind of dip your toes into audiobooks, especially if you're like kind of worried about it like I was. And it's romance. Primarily what Ali Hazelwood writes is romance. As far as I think there might be like one or two things that she's written that's not. But she writes primarily romance. It is super cute. As far as I understand, this year we're supposed to get like a physical copy of the book. So that'll be very interesting to read. I'm going to read it as well as much as I've listened to the book. I think there's supposed to be more content to come with it as well. But it was just like a super cute forced proximity romance, kind of like a little bit of a second chance. It's about these two game developers that work for separate companies that end up having to like work together for a bigger game developer company. And she thinks that he hates her, and then he thinks that she hates her, and it's this whole thing. And there's just a lot of forced proximity. They're forced to go on a retreat together for team building for this project they're working on. And romance ensues. So, Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood, definite yes. After that, we have King of Greed, featuring Ale and Dom. I thought that their book was super cute. I was worried about the kind of second chance romance that it is because I previously have not been a big fan of like getting divorced and getting back together. Just with like my background and my upbringing, like divorce to me is kind of like permanent. So I was a little worried that I wasn't going to resonate well with this book. It was done so tastefully and it was so cute, and you could just kind of see where the puzzle pieces fit back together. It wasn't like a forced, well, you know, we were married before, we'll do it again. It was, no, the romance came back. They worked out their issues. So cute. Once again, Anna Wong is a super talented author, and she's like Alexander Hamilton. She writes like she's running out of time. So many books and so many great books. So, King of Greed, absolutely yes. After that is a novella called Mr. Hockey by Leah Riley. This gets a no from me. I found that it kind of, like I said before with the novellas, is it dove straight into the deep end really awkwardly. There wasn't a lot of character building, so you could like learn to love the characters. I just found it really awkward. It just wasn't for me, you know. I'm already kind of weary about the hockey romance thing. I'm Canadian, so I think of hockey as like Toronto strong in 3 sport, and not like, ooh, you know, that's like not my initial reaction to it. So I think that probably wasn't helping either. It's a hockey romance, Mr. Hockey. It just wasn't well written, in my opinion. It didn't flow nicely. So I think it's a no from me. And the last book for part 1 is King of Sloth. Sloane and Javier, day and night. She is type A, organized, straight to the point. She's a very organized, put together person. Javier couldn't be any different. He's like a trust fund baby. He's partying all the time. He's hooking up with 30 billion women. That type of guy. And also, he's her client. So, a little bit of a forbidden romance there. And he's trying to put together a company/business so he can receive his inheritance in a timely manner. So, Sloane is trying to help him with this. They're trying to figure out their feelings. She's like resisting a little bit because she knows that it's not professional, or at least in her viewpoint, this isn't professional. So she's like pumping the brakes. We have the 3rd act breakup, ripperoni. and then they get back together. And it's so cute. It's so cute. It follows the theme with the rest of the Kings of Sin series, and I absolutely loved it. King of Sloth by Ana Huang, 100% yes. Alrighty friends, that is it for part 1 of this video. Let me know what you thought. Were some of my yeses your nos? Were some of my nos your yeses or maybes? Let me know in the comments below. Alrighty friends, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video like this and other book content. Keep reading, keep dreaming, and I can't wait to see what 2026 brings. Toodles!